Don't forget to subscribe. Afterwards, the wisest and most spiritual books from the greatest authors await you every day. And now buckle up, sit back and we'll begin.
True love is born from understanding. Gautama Buddha. By taking these 3 steps you will get closer to the gods. First, say the truth. Second, don't let you get angry. Third, give, even though you have so little to give. Speak the truth. Give whatever you can. Never be angry. These 3 steps will lead you into the presence of the gods. The secret of health for both mind and body is not to mourn for the past, nor to worry about the future, but to live the present moment wisely and earnestly. There are only 2 mistakes one can make along the road to truth: not going all the way, and not starting. The cause of all pain and suffering is ignorance. If a man possesses a repentant spirit, his sins will disappear, but if he has an unrepentant spirit, his sins will continue and condemn him for their sake forever. They who imagine truth in untruth and see untruth in truth will never arrive at the truth. The whole secret of existence is to have no fear. Never fear what will become of you. Depend on no one. Only the moment you reject all help are you freed. Buddha: no one saves us but ourselves. No one can and no one may. We ourselves must walk the path. Mindfulness of the body leads to nirvana. Love yourself and be awake today, tomorrow, always. First establish yourself in the way, then teach others, and so defeat sorrow. To straighten the crooked you must first do a harder thing: straighten yourself. You are your only master. Who else? Subdue yourself, and discover your master. Suffering is an illusion. Do not judge yourself harshly. Without mercy for ourselves we cannot love the world. Even if a fool lived with a wise man all his life, he would still not recognize the truth, like a wooden spoon cannot recognize the flavor of the soup. How easy it is to see your brother's faults, how hard it is to face your own. Kindness is giving others happiness. Compassion is removing others' bitterness. Joy is freeing others from suffering. Love in the past is only a memory. Love in the future is only a fantasy. True love lives in the here and now. The right time to show your good character is when you are pestered by someone weaker than you. Rage is a powerful energy that with diligent practice can be transformed into fierce compassion. However much we disagree with our enemies, our task is to identify with them. They too feel justified in their point of view. To live a single day and hear a good teaching is better than to live 100 years without knowing such teaching. If dresses would have qualified people, then whores would have ruled the world. Learn this from the waters. In mountain clefts and chasms, loud gush the streamlets, but great rivers flow silently. Happiness comes when your work and words are of benefit to others. If you know something hurtful and not true, don't say it. If you know something hurtful and true, don't say it. If you know something helpful but not true, don't say it. If you know something helpful and true, find the right time to say it. The more fully we give our energy, the more it returns to us. Thousands of candles can be lighted from a single candle. Happiness never decreases by being shared. You must love yourself before you love another. By accepting yourself and fully being what you are, your simple presence can make others happy. You yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection. True and lasting inner peace can never be found in external things. It can only be found within. And then, once we find and nurture it with ourselves, it radiates outward. Rain falls, wind blows, plants bloom, leaves mature and are blown away. These phenomena are all interrelated with causes and conditions, are brought about by them, and disappear as the causes and conditions change. How wonderful! How wonderful! All things are perfect, exactly as they are. If you cannot find a good companion to walk with, walk alone, like an elephant roaming the jungle. It is better to be alone than to be with those who will hinder your progress. Do not blindly believe what others say. See for yourself what brings contentment, clarity and peace. That is the path for you to follow. The fool is his own enemy. Seeking wealth, he destroys himself. Seek rather the other shore. Suffering is wishing things were other than they are. A generous heart, kind speech, and a life of service and compassion are the things which renew humanity. Mutual respect and mutual listening are the foundations of harmony within the family. There is no meditation without wisdom, and there is no wisdom without meditation. When a man has both meditation and wisdom, he is indeed close to nirvana. All beings wish for happiness, so extend your compassion to all. Let your love flow outward through the universe, to its height, its depth, its broad extent, a limitless love, without hatred or enmity. Then as you stand or walk, sit or lie down, as long as you are awake, strive for this with a one-pointed mind. Your life will bring heaven to earth. Those who are pure in heart and single in purpose are able to understand the most supreme way. It is like polishing a mirror, which becomes bright when the dust is removed. Remove your passions, and have no hankering. He who never thinks of anything as mine does not feel the lack of anything. He is never worried by a sense of loss. Nothing is to be clung to as I, me or mine. Reverence, humility, contentment, gratitude and hearing the good Dhamma, this is the best good luck. Do not learn how to react. Learn how to respond. The kingdom of heaven is closer than the brow above the eye, but mankind does not see it. To understand everything is to forgive everything. More than those who hate you, more than all your enemies, an undisciplined mind does greater harm. It is a man's own mind, not his enemy or foe, that lures him to evil ways. The fool thinks he has won a battle when he bullies with harsh speech, but knowing how to be forbearing alone makes one victorious. If for just the time of a finger snap a monk produces a thought of loving kindness, develops it, gives attention to it, such a one is rightly called a monk. Not in vain does he meditate. He acts in accordance with the Master's teaching. He follows his advice. How much more so if he cultivates it? A person is ruined by taking the measure of other persons. Pity arises when we are sorry for someone. Compassion is when we understand and help wisely. like a beautiful flower that is colorful but has no fragrance. Even well-spoken words bear no fruit in one who does not put them into practice. Existence is sorrow. Understand, and go beyond sorrow. This is the way of brightness. Doing the good deeds is like the grass in the garden. You don't see its growth, but it does by days. Doing the wicked deeds is like the hone. You don't see its damage, but it does by days. The grudge you hold on to is like a hot coal that you intend to throw at someone, only you're the one who gets burned. As a bee gathering nectar does not harm or disturb the color and fragrance of the flower, so do the wise move through the world. He who, seeking his own happiness, punishes or kills beings who also long for happiness, will not find happiness after his death. Remembering a wrong is like carrying a burden on the mind. The fool who thinks he is wise is just a fool. The fool who knows he is a fool is wise indeed. All living beings have Buddha nature and can become Buddhas. Before giving, the mind of the giver is happy. While giving, the mind of the giver is made peaceful, and having given, the mind of the giver is uplifted. People with opinions just go around bothering each other. The less you have, the less you have to worry about. A truly wise man does not play leapfrog with a unicorn. Fools wait for a lucky day, but every day is a lucky day for an industrious man. Your body is precious. It is our vehicle for awakening. Treat it with care. Imagine that every person in the world is enlightened but you. They are all your teachers, each doing just the right things to help you learn perfect patience, perfect wisdom, perfect compassion. The person who masters himself through self-control and discipline is truly undefeatable. In the end, these things matter most. How well did you love? How fully did you live? How deeply did you let go? Dignity and quiet joy in all that we do are the expression of perfect concentration and perfect wisdom. Want what you have and you will always get what you want. Doubt everything. Find your own light. The end of desire is the end of sorrow. You can only lose what you cling to. Your worst enemy cannot harm you as much as your own unguarded thoughts. Develop the mind of equilibrium. You will always be getting praise and blame, but do not let either affect the poise of the mind. Follow the calmness, the absence of pride. There is nothing more dreadful than the habit of doubt. Anger will never disappear so long as thoughts of resentment are cherished in the mind. Many do not realize that we here must die. For those who realize this, quarrels end. Whatever suffering there is in this world, all arises from desiring only myself to be happy. And whatever joy there is in this world, all arises from desiring to share my happiness with everyone. When an evildoer, seeing you practice goodness, comes and maliciously insults you, you should patiently endure it and not feel angry with him, for the evildoer is insulting himself by trying to insult you. Whatever a person frequently thinks and reflects on, that will become the inclination of their mind. Do not give your attention to what others do or fail to do. Give it to what you do or fail to do. Buddha was speaking in a village square one day, when one of the inhabitants started to abuse him. Buddha paused and said to the man, "If you offer me a piece of paper and I refuse to accept it, what happens to the paper?" "Why, it stays with me, of course," the villager replied. Buddha smiled gently. "And that is exactly what I am doing with your abuse," he said. "I am not accepting it, therefore it stays with you." Believe nothing on the faith of traditions, even though they have been held in honor for many generations and in diverse places. Do not believe a thing because many people speak of it. Do not believe on the faith of the sages of the past. Do not believe what you yourself have imagined, persuading yourself that a God inspires you. Believe nothing on the sole authority of your masters and priests. After examination, believe what you yourself have tested and found to be reasonable, and conform your conduct thereto. Your actions are your only true belongings. This Ariane-fold path, that is to say, right view, right aim, right speech, right action, right living, right effort, right mindfulness, right contemplation. As rain falls equally on the just and the unjust, do not burden your heart with judgments but rain your kindness equally on all. Love is a fleeting emotion. To reach true nirvana one must know themselves and forsake love, for it breeds contempt. We begin to die from the moment we are born, for birth is the cause of death. The nature of decay is inherent in youth, the nature of sickness is inherent in health. In the midst of life we are verily in death. Your greatest weapon is your enemy's mind. Mind is everything. What we think, we become. Those who recognize the existence of suffering, its cause, its remedy, and its cessation, have fathomed the Four Noble Truths. They will walk in the right path. Just as a solid rock is not shaken by the storm, even so the wise are not affected by praise or blame. Serenity comes when you trade expectations for acceptance. All things that are born must die. Work hard for your own freedom from sorrow. Pain in life is inevitable, but suffering is not. Pain is what the world does to you, suffering is what you do to yourself, by the way you think about the pain you receive. Pain is inevitable, suffering is optional. You can always be grateful that the pain is not worse in quality, quantity, frequency, duration, etc. He who wrongs the innocent must bear the fruit of his act, like dust flung against the wind. If you are tossed about by doubts, full of strong thoughtless passions, and yearning only for that which is detrimental, your thirst will grow stronger and stronger, unquenched, and your pain will grow with your defilements. There is only one time when it is essential to awaken. That time is now. Hatred does not cease through hatred at any time. Hatred ceases through love. This is an unalterable law. He who walks in the company of fools suffers much. Company with fools, as with an enemy, is always painful. Company with the wise is pleasure, like meeting with kinfolk. Gautama Buddha.
And that's not all. Our experts and regular viewers respond to all comments. Also check if you forgot to subscribe and set your bell to receive notifications about new audiobooks and other useful self-development materials that we release regularly. Join in the discussions, don't forget to give likes and, if possible and inspired, support the development of the channel financially. All useful links will be in the description and the first attached comment. Goodness, love and wisdom to all. And now move on to watch the next part of the video at the links below, or choose something from the playlists of the channel and those you see on the screen.